Ooh, found a little place that's not quite as windy. So, of course, may not be any bass here either, who knows. I got a little napkin in my pocket. I'm going to clean off my screen, clean off my sunglasses. There's that. Get a little screen clean here so it looks a little better. There you go. Alright, let's get at it. Now my predicament is, do I want to go back to the top water, or do I want to stick with the crankbait? Let's stick with the crankbait for the moment. And stick with the crankbait for the moment and see how we do over here as far as keeping it. If I can fish this thing and keep it fairly clean while still feeling like I can catch a fish on it, then I would much rather fish the crankbait right now. I'm just gonna work this grass, and we're not quite up to where we need to be fishing just yet. But had a few technical issues this morning. Seems like we don't have a great signal out here. So if you've been watching and you're back watching, I appreciate it. If you're just tuning in, I appreciate you tuning in. But I'm gonna do a little cranking, do a little top watering. If I get the right stuff, I'll do something else. Maybe do some swim jig or something like that. Right now I'm giving this crankbait a try, seeing if I can make it work. Over here where I was fishing a little while ago, it was a little windy, and that's an understatement. And I just heard something hit the top. I don't see where it was. Okay. It was a little windy, and there was a lot of stuff on the surface that made it hard to fish this crankbait, so ooh, rod almost slipped out of my hand. So for right now, I'm gonna rip this crankbait along this grass edge for a few minutes and see if that does anything. And when I get up here near the cut in these islands, I may put my top water back on and go to work with it for a little while. Got a lot of grass out here this year. We had a little bit of a drought condition, and that usually means the water clears up a little faster, and then this grass has the opportunity to grow a little bit better. And that's pretty much what we had this year. We had a really light rain spring. We didn't have hardly any rain this spring, and it just allowed all this grass to get up real good. Hit a little grass there. Oh, I got the backlash. Get that out of there. Got a little loop. There we go. Okay. And then now we're all tight. So We got a lot of grass. And right now I'm just kind of fishing the edge. I'm not really, this time of year, Guntersville is a known frog lake. And I'm sure that, I know for a fact that there's grass that's going to be good for frog right now. But a lot of this stuff just isn't. It's, it doesn't have the good canopies underneath it. I like it. I like fishing frog under mats when it's starting to die off, and it just hasn't started dying off yet. If anything, it's still coming on. I'm not getting any love on that. Yeah, it's just starting to come on, so I'm kind of just fishing the edges for right now. Frog fishing for me it's exciting when you get a bite, but the rest of it is just insanely boring. Sometimes you can go miles and miles and miles of casts without getting any bites, and it's just not my thing. I'd rather fish this little popper along the edges and not get bites, because I can fish it faster and cover more water. That's just kind of the... All right, come on. There we go. It's just my style of fishing. Everybody likes different stuff. I mean, this stuff's growing pretty deep out here. It's 8 or 9 feet deep where I'm sitting. So that stuff's... Be nice if we can get a little top part bite working. Got a little stuff kind of coming out off the bank, right off the. Oh, we just had a little high spot in the hydrilla there. So this morning had a bunch of hits on top wire. Just only got 3 or 4 of them in. Probably had 11 or 12 bites. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. I think it's just that generally late in the season, what we see is, I don't know why the fish just don't commit like they do earlier in the year. I don't know why. It's strange too, because you see a grass bass this time of year are like the skinniest you'll see all year. I guess that's because their metabolism's so high and they have to eat so much more to maintain their weight. But every fish I've caught has been super skinny. I haven't seen anything that looked like it was, you know, big mama bellies. Of course, I haven't caught any big mamas either. I did lose one about 3 pounds, maybe a little bit bigger. Boat coming in right up behind me. Just trying to see what he's doing, what he's playing at. So he's just gonna drive. Okay, there you go. He is definitely playing. He's strange. I'm just going to keep fishing this little popper. I just feel like it, you know, you get bites on it a lot of times. We got good overcast day, so there's really not any reason we shouldn't get a few bites on it. Right now I need a water because my belly is telling me I'm hungry. Usually that means just drink water. Okay. Ooh. water break. Gotta stay hydrated out here on the lake. Never have caught any fish right through here. But I haven't fished it a whole lot. This is some deeper grass. I typically like the stuff that's out on the flats. This isn't, this particular area I'm going through right now is not on flat at all. It's kind of, it's just some deeper water that where grass grows. I don't know if fish get on this or not, but I like the stuff. I just feel like those fish stay on that shallower flat stuff a little bit better. I will make a few casts, just some general casts, just well, if I can keep the grass off my bait, I'll just make some casts out in the when I see high spots and stuff like that, I'll make a cast or two at them. But mostly I just work down the line. Let it go through this little slump before I start back. I really feel like I need to make a run up the river, but with this wind coming out of the south as hard as it is, I feel like it might be a rather treacherous journey. So I'm just kind of sticking it in here for now. I may actually take if I'm gonna work this for another hour or so, and I may actually take the boat out and put in somewhere else and give it a try somewhere else for a couple of hours. But I haven't made my mind up on that yet. I normally don't like to do that. I will sometimes, but usually it's kind of an extreme scenario when I do something like that. Got a back. I'm gonna get that backlash out. So we'll keep fast popping my little bug here. And keep it out of the grass. When you get days like this and it's overcast, topwater is good. Not seeing much evidence of it today, but usually it extends the topwater bite, and I'm not seeing any evidence of that either. We did good up until about 8 or 9 o'clock, and then it just died out. Normally go in this pocket, but all this grass and the surface is kind of scaring me away a little bit. I came down here a month ago and none of this was topped out, so it's been doing some growing. Slowness. What's up, old school? Oh yeah? I've been seeing the clouds. I'm not really paying attention. It had a little pop-up storm earlier, and oh, there's a little bite. And again, he didn't get it. No, I haven't been watching the radar at all. I saw where you said that earlier, and then I lost my signal. I'm just out here fishing, man. As long as I don't see any lightning, I'm good. There was a little bit when I first got here this morning. There was a little pop-up storm with a couple of lightning bolts right before I put the boat in, and then it passed through. That was good. I'm right around the corner from the boat ramp too, so I don't have very far to go. If it gets a little shady, that must be why there's not too many people out here today, because they know it's going to rain. As long as it's just rain, it won't bother me at all. Start getting some lightning, then I'll have to reconsider. Doesn't matter anyway, because I'm not catching any fish. If I was catching fish, I'd be upset about it, but not catching any fish. Oh yeah, I hear my first little, hear a little bit of thunder over there. Don't see any lightning though. Actually, that might have been a boat. Two weeks ago, I was on the Coosa River, and I was facing to the east, and there was a big front coming my way, and so I kind of bugged out and went a few miles down the river, and kind of went back near where I put the boat in, and I fished around, and then there was another front, and it went up, and it kept going the same direction, never hit me, and then there was another one coming from the other direction, and I kept watching. I was like, oh man, that one's coming right for me. And I said, oh, that one looks, and it was nasty. That other one was really nasty. And it did the same thing. It stayed to the west and went right by me. Never rained. It was just It was nasty looking clouds. Looks like I might have a little rain coming over there. I'm not seeing much just yet, but maybe it'll just push through. If it's maybe it'll just be a little summer shower coming and it'll be done in 30 minutes or an hour or something, and I can get back to it. Just have to see. Not really feeling this. I've never really fished right through here, but I'm not feeling it. Just mats, not seeing any activity in the mats. I'm gonna try to push through this little, there's a little bit of opening through this grass. I'm gonna try to push through it and just go on over to the other side. Now I've done good on the other side, but never over on this side. That was an awful cast. About nothing. No love whatsoever. Of course, when you have all that grass, I don't know why they'd be sitting out here on this edge, you know. They can just kind of hide in the shadows and grab them some gizzard shad whenever they want. Need to get back to the other side where it's a little bit more of my style. Or like I say, I may just take the boat out and go somewhere else and mess around for a bit. Crank up and ease through that stuff. I'm gonna try to anyway. Instead of having to go all the way around and do all that mess. Yeah, this is a good lake. It's a lot of fun. It's got a little something for everybody. definitely got a lot of fish in it too, man. Up some of this grass right now. Man, I wish y'all could see what I'm seeing. Just giant holes in this hydrilla. This is just beautiful deep hydrilla. Get my trolling motor down before I get blown into the mat. There we go. I mean, I can see a good 6 feet deep right here. Super clear. See some gizzard shad scooting around. I need to be out there on that edge where it drops off. This is just kind of a needle in a haystack situation. But I wanted to give it a shot in here. Where all this mats up, this big flat over here, it's just full of fish. feeling this is all, I'm gonna crank up and go around the other side and do a little cranking and maybe swim jig, depending on what the grass looks like over there. I go out to the point here. Okay. We'll rip this crankbait around. We've got a little situation where it kind of flat and it kind of comes into a saddle, and then there's another hump. I like saddles a lot. I think they're real good places to catch fish. Looks like we've got some hydrilla down there. I'm gonna change crankbaits. This one's a little bit gaudy for what I want. Where did my other one go? It's not my butt. It's in there on the floor. This other one is that's like an old school Bagley's. This other one's a mega bass, and it's got a little bit more subtle, lifelike finish. So in the real clear water, I try to, even though I'm moving it fast, I'm trying to make my colors a little bit less standoutish sometimes. We'll see if it works. Both of them are good in their own ways. If we get a little bit more dinge, I'll put that other one back on. I'm not going to go all the way across this saddle, or I'm not going to go all the way down this saddle. I'm just going to fish all right here, and then I'm going to turn back in. Ooh. Up here. All right. Here we go. We got one. We got one. Is he still on? Yeah, little guy. Little bit. Oh. All right, quick release. All right. natural color did the trick, I guess. Got one to bite it. Come on now. Oh yeah, I see the rain coming now. There he is. Aha! Aha! He's still on? Yeah, that little guy. Another little guy. All right. On the crankbait. Yeah. I'm just gonna pop this hook out of him and not get one in my finger. There we go. Alright, couple of quick bites on the crank. Try to cast in the same general area as that last one, because a lot of times on this lake if you throw in the same spot, you'll get another bite. Another little skinny grass bass. So this water on this side is starting to get a little bit dingy. If it gets a whole lot more dingy, I may go back to my other one. Oh yeah, we got rain off to our kind of the southwest of us. I don't know if it's going to head this way or not, but like I said, I'm right next to the boat ramp. I can go tie up and sit in the truck for a little bit if I need to, or I can take it out. For the time, I'm just going to keep on fishing. I see a bunch of the guys over there running back this direction. This lake's big enough, if it's going east to west, you could probably just, I can't tell which way it's going, but you can probably just go north or south a little bit and get away from it. Tell if it's really coming this way or not, though. Kind of looks like it is, but to be determined. A little, oh yeah. Yeah, it's starting to get a little raindrop now. Means it's time to suit up. I'm gonna stick my phone in my pocket, so I'm sorry that I won't be able to see anybody's comments, but I gotta stay dry. Oh. Don't see any lightning. If it's just raining, that's fine with me. can deal with some rain, and I've got myself a little shield for my GoPro now. Turn my little fan off. Okay, we got somebody pulling in front of me over here. It's always nice of them. All right. I'll take this off. Get my seat down so maybe I can keep that dry. Put this on. And I got this. It's coming. Definitely coming. Oop. Let's see what kind of rain we got. I don't know if you can hear me, but I got my microphone in the pocket of this, so it may not be the best sound in the world. So sorry. We're gonna keep on fishing until I see something different that I need to look at. Nobody ever accused me of having any sense. Alright, let's hood it up. Well, alright, putting it in my pocket. I'm gonna keep on fishing. We got a little, looks like we got some rain coming, but I'm not worried about rain. We got some lightning and stuff, then I'll reevaluate. Oh yeah, here comes the heavy stuff. Like I said, I got my microphone in my pocket. If you can't hear me, I'm sorry. Up a little bit here. Get my hood on a little low. There we go. All right. A little rain, no problem. Not for me. I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for quite some time. Little baggie for my receiver. I don't think I've got one.